That means we're live.
Is so fancy.
That is very fancy.
Good morning, everybody.
Not everybody out there like their new intro.
I
Very
know
cool.
That was so super exciting. We are live today from our DC Farragut
so
office.
Cool. I love the feed.
I know.
Look at this. So we're our new
We are
DC.
in my kitchen. No, we're not. No, we're not.
That would have been a lot easier for Sarah.
That would have been so easy.
Sarah
I am parking challenged in DC. I am DC challenged, period. Parking creates another level of drama.
Sarah, what time are we supposed to start?
Look, I have been here for quite a while. It's JD's fault.
Sarah rolled in about 10:02, 10:03.
I'm like, I'm coming, I'm here. Yes.
I actually was a little worried because I got no stressed out text. I was like, Sarah might have died on the way here.
Normally he gets I'm coming in hot, be ready.
Normally I'll at least get a heads up, but 90 mile an hour down the street, Sarah might have gotten a wreck. I was a little worried about her.
The actual drive-in was quite pleasant. It was once I got into DC and I got into I need to turn here, and then I found a garage, and the garage fella says, we're not affiliated with them, you can't park here. I'm like, I have money. And he says, and I will take it. So then he told me to go all the way down to the basement, which I did, but there wasn't really an elevator to come up from the basement, so I grabbed a stairwell, and it dumped me out in the bowels of hell behind some building on a loading dock, and I couldn't figure out my way out. But that's okay, because Shannon ended up in the same place.
There you go.
Two of us trying to find our way out.
So we are here. It is
Yes.
a beautiful office. I encourage you to come down and take a look at it, and come use it. We are
great space.
We are breaking it in.
This is awesome. It's beautiful. Lots of good sunlight.
And the Cardinal crew is here, so they can do closings down here. We got a beautiful conference room.
I love the conference room.
Great facilities.
Yeah.
So we got lots of fun announcements today. We have 3 new exciting staff members we want to announce to you.
So much fun stuff to
We've got
announce.
a new program we launched. We got lots of fun stuff to talk about today.
And
So
most of y'all
right
found out about that program before Donnie did. It was great. Did you watch the update we did?
What?
Did you watch the update?
No.
No. So on the update I said, so you guys are finding out before Donnie because he has no idea we're doing it.
Oh, when you were going live.
When I was going live, yeah. That was fun.
You found out before that, but I was in the trainings on Monday.
Yeah, he was in the know. He was in the know. Yes.
I was aware of what was going on.
So how was your vacation?
It was fantastic.
Yeah?
We had a great trip. Sorry we missed you all at sales meeting last week, but
yes.
Me and the crew were in Arizona. We had a great time. Scottsdale, got to visit the Grand Canyon and Sedona, and lots of fun. Went to a Suns game, a Diamondbacks game, lots of fun stuff. So it was a good week, good time with me and my 4 girls.
That's fantastic.
My 5 girls.
The rest of us were here.
Yes.
We were living vicariously through him on vacation. Yes.
So we first want to jump into our sales meeting today. We want to thank our rock stars, first of all, that brought their listings to Cardinal Title Group. We're going to read all the Cardinal Title Group closings in the last 4 weeks at the end of our meeting. Make sure everybody gets that recognition, because each and every closing is so important to our overall success. What we like to start with is the people they were able to negotiate and get their listings to come to Cardinal, get the full deal to close there, because it's great and it's super important to us. So we want to.
And we love you. So you get 2 times the recognition.
You get 2 times.
2 times.
All right, I will start with our list. We've got Adam Shively, Arslan Jamil 2 times, Candace Astroff 2 times, Carol McCarthy, Casey Quicken 2 times.
Uncle Casey.
Uncle Casey Samson 4 times.
Nice
That's
job.
amazing. Getting your listings here. Shanae Williams, Sherlyn Jenkins, Connie Johansson, David Luckenbaugh, Debbie Maxim, and Dilyara Dominova 3 times.
Nice job,
Great
Dilyara. Ferris Eways, Flourish Adetoye, Frank Holliday, Frey Essayas, Jeannie Wynn, Godfrey Shikwa, Gray McVeigh, Guillermo Salmon.
she gets Latin all of a sudden.
That's not Latin, that's Spanish. Okay, whatever.
All right.
Whatever, I'm moving right along. Amadullah Verk, Heather Heath, Hua Fong, and Ian McVeigh 2 times. Awesome job, guys.
Emo Degbo, Jim Gilbert, Jay No, Jess Miller, Jessica Vasquez, Joe Brent,
Johnny
G 2 times.
Nice job.
Great job. John McCambridge, Joshua Watson, Karen Patrick, Karen Wine, and Kathy O'Donnell.
Keisha Washington, Christy Edwards, Linda Sweeney, Luann Smith, Hawk Khan, Matt Khan. Oh my God, I need more coffee. Sorry. Matt Khan, Marisol Bonds, Mark Millsaps, Mauricio Lejeune, Noemi Martinez Conaway, Pat Sowers, and Peter Simon. Thanks, guys.
Pino Bulipongsanen, nailed it.
Got
Rhonda
it.
Perry, Bob Burr, Rolf Kratz, Roxanne Southern 2 times, Ryan Fay, Sarah McGovern, Shohina Toreva, Sumi Kim, Tammy Albright, and Tom Earhart.
Troy Spinagle, Tyler Simmons, Vicky B, Vipul Mehta, William Wu, Zima Corrales, and Yuri Para. Thank you guys
Thank you
so
all
much.
all for
You
bringing
are
your
our
listings to Cardinal
heroes.
Title Group. You are our rock stars. Next thing we want to do, we want to, well, our family is growing quickly, as we all know. We had 86 new family members since our last meeting, since the last 4 weeks ago. So 86
And
new
guys,
people.
all of those people, look, we know that we all run into a ton of real estate agents that we love, and then we run into a ton of real estate agents we don't love. But we love the fact that you guys keep referring your friends and your professional colleagues to us. The majority of these people are referred by our current agents, and so that speaks volumes.
Yes. So as we pull up this chart, remember, we've got the referring agent next to it, so thank you. Their previous company will call out, and then their home office.
So make sure you make a friend, say hi.
Make a friend if somebody comes to your office. You know who's joining your office locally there. So I'll start with first page. Andrea Smith from Karis Realty Group. Addie Grays from Jason Mitchell Real Estate. Eamon Tarson is a new agent. Alice Underwood from Taylor Properties. Amelia Wilkes is a new agent. Amreen Chanu from Real Estate Professionals. Andrea Saunders from NACA. Annette Richards from Heyman Realtors. Arabella Beck Brockett from Monument Sotheby's International. So we got a big group
you
here.
referred someone.
Apparently I did. So from Monument Sotheby's, we got a huge team here. They're called the One Group, and they're fantastic. You're going to see a social post and some other stuff coming out about them, but they're a fantastic group of realtors that are pros. They're mostly based in Towson. They did over $70 million in business last year. They're an awesome team. So Arabella is one of the partners with that, along with Lisa Hapney, and then a bunch of people on that team. But got to the first One Group member here, so we'll see a few more of them on this list coming from Monument Sotheby's.
And One Group, not to be confused with One Street,
Yes.
two different companies.
And they both do the Capital One, believe it or not. So, well, O-N-E. So we had Arabella, then Ashiel Tyson from EMA Realty, Ashley Asanami from Monument, from the One Group, Brian Berrigan from Remax, Brianna Franklin from At Your Service Realty, Charles Hayward from EXP, Chris Mancini from Customer Realty, Chris Albrecht from the Lee Tessio team of EXP, and Chris Cummings from Coldwell Banker.
We have Coetta Miller from Taylor Properties. Daryl Carey is inactive to active. Denise Mason from PenFed. We have Demetrios Talmadis from Real Estate Professionals. Francis Black from Sotheby's. Frank Shoplin III from Remax. Gabriella Griffin from Bryces Realty International. Ooh, there's a lot of smallness on here. Ingrid Jackson is a new agent. This is where
bigger than the screen behind
my
you.
blindness comes into play.
See that? So she actually has it, just for the record.
Okay.
Four
every
times
time.
bigger than mine, and she still can't read it. Just
Look, one day the eyesight just went, and we call that
they call that your 50s.
Not there yet. Not there yet.
I'm just joking.
Well, it's better than when you tell everybody I'm 60. Good Lord. All right, I was on Ingrid Jackson, who's a new agent, Jackie Yang from Keller Williams, Jagjeep Sarangal from Taylor Properties, Janai Pinkney from Exit Flagship, Jasmine Chin from Inactive to Active, Jasmine Hayward from EXP, Jill Blevins from Charis Realty Group, Jocelyn Batlis from Monument, John Walker Jr. from Berkshire Hathaway, and Julio Cross from Weichert Realtors.
So,
welcome, you guys.
Pausing real quick, we've got Jill Bevins, and Sonia is her partner coming up here in a couple pages here. Sonia Bushi. They're from Karis Realty Group. Great team. They joined our West Virginia office. They do probably 60, 70 transactions a year, do a fantastic job. So welcome to that team.
And we're super excited, guys. West Virginia's full.
They are
They are
we're
busting
already
at the
looking
seams.
for office number
Yes.
2. We filled 18 of them in 4 months, believe it or not. So we're
Yes,
doing
they
great
are
out there.
pumping out there.
And then, another shout out to my friend on here. You see at the bottom there, Mr. John Walker Jr. He's joining our Bel Air office. He'll be in Bel Air and White Marsh. He's got a ton of energy. Been in the business a long time. Does a lot of great business. And we've been talking for a couple years. And my man John,
he may be the longest running.
He is the longest running recruit in the history of Samson. But I'm excited. John's finally part of our family, and he's going to be he's going to hit the ground running. You will see him for sure. So shout out to you, John. Good to have you in our family here. Next page, Kenneth Fagan from Sequoia Realty. Kenny Franklin from At Your Service Realty. Kuldeep Singh as a new agent. LaWanda Wimbush from Exit Landmark. Lindsay Buck and Lisa Hapney, both from Sotheby's and the One Group team. Lonnie Sutton from EXP. Lorena Reyes Salamanca. And Maria Azari, both from Smart Realty. Mariella Cruz is a new agent. Mark Tompkins from Long & Foster. Mark Nelson's a new agent. Mary Friedenthal from Century 21. Melissa Malando Chavez is inactive to active. Melanie Hughes from EXP. Michelle Owens as part of that group from Karis Realty. Michelle Lapadada is a new agent, and Michelle Narmway Barrick from the One Group and Sotheby's.
Miracle Willer from EXP. Molly Kramer from Evernest. Mulugeta Wolda Bragazi, we're going with it. City Properties. Nam Du from Douglas. Nathan Walker is a new agent. Nick Hapney from Monument. Nikki Williams from Keller Williams Metro. Noah Dotson. Welcome, we don't know where you're from. Patrick Obrist from EXP. You're from NA. You're not applicable.
Company.
Yeah, great company. Philip Ross Gelfo is a new agent. Felicia Paris from Keller Williams. Fao Nyant is a new agent. Rayford Graham from HomeSmart. Rhoda Apia from Coldwell Banker. We have Roberto Cardoza from Weichert Realtors. Rosa Diaz from Keaton. And Ryan Donnelly from Barnhart. Welcome, you guys.
Sari Javed from Keller Williams. Shibu Thomas is a new agent. Shelly Mark from Arla. Sherry Young from Coldwell Banker. Sonia Bushi, who's the partner with Jill from the Karis Realty Group. Stephanie Grease from Inactive to Active. Summer Hine from Century 21. Tamika Yarborough from Fathom. Tanisha Ashford Sims from KW Metro Center. Tara Arthur from EXP. We got 3 new agents, Taylor Dickens, Van Graves, and Vernon Johnson. Vita Fazley is Inactive to Active. William Fox from EXP. And Reed Knox from the One Group in Sotheby's. And Zenel Abedin from Keller Williams Chantilly Venture. And
welcome,
that is our
everybody.
86
Welcome,
new family
welcome,
members.
welcome.
Welcome to all of you for joining our family.
That is a few people.
It's always great when we miss a sales
I
meeting.
know, I love when we miss a sales meeting. It looks huge.
Then we get double the list and double the fun for everybody. So, but we are very thankful, and you saw referring agent next to so many of them. So
thank you so much.
Thank you all so much for reaching out and telling your friends to come join us, come to a lunch and learn, reach out to Mark or I and talk, and we're really excited that everybody's joining our family. So we've got our next page here has, these are top people for the month of March. That was our last month. For Maryland and DC offices. These are top individuals and top teams in volume for March. So our top 5 individuals in volume last month. Lily Chang, just under 3.4 million. Karis Brooks, over 3.2 million. Ebenezer Ekubon, just over 3 million. Melanie Davis, just under 2.7, and Angela Wilson, 2.4 million. So congratulations
nice job,
to the top 5 individual performers in volume last month.
And for our top individual performers by transactions, we have Tonga Turner and Layla Torres tied for 6. Ebenezer Ekubon with 5.5, and tied with 5 transactions apiece, Vitaly Petrov and Stephen Wilson. Congratulations, you guys.
Awesome stuff, awesome stuff. So our top teams in our Maryland, D.C. offices last month, the One Street Company, just joined us. They're rocking it, the 3rd month in here. 12.8 million last month.
Nice job,
so great
guys.
month in March for the One Street Company. The Easy Way with the Easy Bad Barbui office.
You didn't do it.
The Easy Way. Just under 4.2 million. Legacy Home Team DMV, just over 3.2 million. The Reliable Home Team, just under 2. And Team Flow D, 1.25 million. So great job by those 5 teams last month.
And by number of transactions for our teams, the One Street with 27, the Easy Way with 10, the Reliable Home Team with 5, Tony Fulco Home Group with 4, and Maxis Realty Group with 3. Congratulations, you guys.
Great job to our top teams and top individuals from last month. All right, so we got some Save the Dates. Yes, lots of fun stuff coming up at Samson. So first thing.
Welcome, you were at a sales meeting.
Welcome, you're at the sales meeting. So that's the first thing.
Yeah.
Or you're watching it online up here. So today at from 12 to 2:30. So if you're in the area and you're watching right now, we'd love to have you come out, have lunch, bring a friend. We've got a great crew. I guess, 30, 35 already signed up for today.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a great lunch and learn today, 12 to 2:30 at PJ Clark's, about 2 blocks here from the office here on K Street. So we're excited to go over to there. Yeah. It's closer for you all, I think, to get to the lunch than to get to your
I
cars.
laughed because yesterday Cecil was talking about taking a lift, and I'm like, oh, well, I'll just drive. And Austin came and goes, no, you won't. You will walk. And I'm like, really? And so now, after experiencing all this, I'll just walk.
So
Don't know that I'm going to find my way back, but we'll walk.
We'll be there at 12 to 2:30 today, talking about all things Samson. Next week, our Virginia sales meeting, our whole company sales meeting, will be in Winchester.
Winchester.
We're going to visit our Winchester office. We'll see the office, but the George Washington Hotel. It's about a block from the office. Beautiful site. We're going to do our sales meeting there, 12 to 11:45.
And that's on Piccadilly Street.
Yeah, you just love the name of the
I
street.
love the name Piccadilly.
We'll clear everybody out. We're going to do a lunch and learn there as well, 12 to 2:30 right after that. A recruiting seminar for all people to come in and learn all about Samson. So you can have breakfast and lunch with us if you'd like next week in Winchester.
Bethany, if you're watching, make sure you mark your calendar.
She already did.
She already did.
Then we go to May. So May, our first sales meeting of the month for the whole company will be in our Fairfax office on University Drive. So that'll be 10 to 11:45. We're going to have a lunch and learn in Tyson's at Ruth's Chris in Tyson's Thursday, May 4th. She definitely circled a calendar on that one.
She did.
I think Bethany and Melissa are probably fighting over who got to go to that one, right? But Sarah's like, I wouldn't even be in the area, but I'm coming to Ruth Chris. So Ruth Chris, May 4th.
They have good desserts. Ruth
Chris?
Chris? Yeah, they do.
Nobody goes to Ruth Chris for the desserts.
I do. Eat dessert first. People.
Steakhouse. So we'll be there.
That's middle.
We'll be there May 4th. And then I've got another lunch and learn we just scheduled. This is going to be in our Chantilly headquarters. So for anybody in that area, we're going to do something a little bit new. We're also going to not live stream, we're going to video that. We're going to put a good virtual presentation
out of our
together.
wonderful new studio. So if you haven't seen it, come on by and take a look.
Come on, do that. Bring the lunch and learn Tuesday, May 9th. And then for our Maryland, D.C. May meeting, we're going to be in our Waldorf office. Go see our friends Hal and Mavis and the crew out there in Waldorf. So I'll be in Waldorf May 10th, about a month from now, for our Maryland, D.C. office. Our
location is to be determined for the lunch and learn.
Our location for lunch and learn. We're still locking down that restaurant right now. Then the last sales meeting for May is in Fredericksburg. We're going to go to the Fredericksburg Country Club. So we're going to have our sales meeting down there at the Fredericksburg Country Club. Then do a lunch and learn afterwards to follow. And then we've got 2 more lunch and learns to keep let you know about in May. Frederick, Maryland. We're going to go to Dutch's daughter. Had a great experience out there.
That was
so
good.
We'll be back there. And then our Richmond friends, May 31st. We haven't been out of Richmond in a little bit. Wednesday. Should be Wednesday, not Thursday. Wednesday, May 31st. We'll be in Richmond. Did you have to do that for this?
Well, you didn't have to draw attention to it.
Oh,
okay.
That it was Wednesday? I just want to make sure.
I was looking.
May 31st. Richmond will be at a Richmond Lunch and Learn on May 31st. So we're excited for all that. Let you know where we're going for the next month.
I'm super excited because we get to announce some new staff members that we have.
We're going to make them come up and embarrass
them. And we are going to make them come up and embarrass them. But I'm super excited because this is day 3 and they all came back.
Well, one of them, it's the second week or third week. But
well, technically she
keeps
worked,
coming back.
But then she was out for a little bit because she had a pre-scheduled vacation. But then she came back from vacation.
And still came.
And I was so excited. So we would love to welcome some new family members. Heather, come on up, friend. Heather Ewan is our new...
You got the...
they're not in the right.
Can you go to full page here real quick?
There we go. Oh, where are they at?
Did
you move them around?
I did.
Okay.
Justin will fix that.
Okay.
And Zach. So let me get to...
There we go. Back up one.
All right.
Okay. So we are a well-oiled machine, folks. Well-oiled machine. So this is Heather Ewan. She is sitting right now in the Chantilly office, but she is our new marketing coordinator. So she is going to be teaching agents all things Samson, how to use the resources, how to use the print center, how to do their own branding materials through the new print shop. She teaches basic brand and marketing strategies for agents, so she'll be doing one-on-ones and workshops, and then she'll be doing tech days as well in the field, so going out to the agents and teaching classes.
Welcome, Heather. You got anything fun to say?
Are you on?
I turned it on.
Did you? You are on. There you go. Awesome. I don't trust Donnie.
Hey, everyone. Thank you. No, I'm really excited to be with Samson Properties. It's fantastic, all of the resources and tools that I've already been diving into. I'm really looking forward to helping everyone maximize the print center. It is fantastic to have this print center completely in-house. That is fantastic. I've worked with many, and to see it all here under one roof, that's a great opportunity for everyone to really maximize those marketing efforts. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to working with all of you.
Thank you.
Welcome, Heather. Good
and
to have
little did they know we were putting them on camera and with a mic.
Oh, yeah.
Surprise! Welcome to Samson.
We like to do surprises here.
And our next wonderful new hire that we would like to introduce is Cecil Tynes. Come on up, Cecil. She is our Director of Marketing. And Cecil's responsibility is going to be not only overseeing the marketing strategies for Samson and the recruitment strategies, but also overseeing. Did I take your? Huh?
No, you're good.
I'm just going.
I was making bad jokes up here. Keep on going.
As per normal.
That's the way it works.
That's the way it works. But she's going to also be overseeing our Cardinal marketing efforts. So we're looking at all new websites for all of our different entities and departments. We're looking at new marketing materials and all kinds of great things coming your way from marketing strategy. So welcome, Cecil.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. I'm so thrilled to be here with the Samson team and also working with Cardinal Title Group. I'm new to the real estate industry. I came from the property management, multifamily world, so there's a little bit of learning curve there, but I'm a sponge, and I learn very quickly, and I'm so excited to work with all of you, to get to know all of you, work with our marketing team, our agent services team as well, and really just help your overall experience with our support teams as smooth and easy as possible. So thank you for welcoming me.
Awesome.
Welcome.
Thank you, Cecil. Welcome.
Well, and a great thing too is Heather came to us with a glowing recommendation from April, our graphic designer, and Cecil came to us with a glowing recommendation from Joe, our CFO. So again, we're finding people that have worked with our teams before that we know will fit into our family, which is so important to us, and have that great work ethic to keep us moving. And our last new hire, come on up, Richard. Richard Bridges is our new Director of Agent Services. Now, Dave is going over to be the Director of Brokerage Services, so he will be working with our brokers, still carrying the mentor program and helping new agents get up and trained with contracts and supporting the brokerage group. Richard's come in. He used to be the PB over at Pearson Smith a long time ago and worked heavily with them at the brokerage level, and then he created his own coaching and concierge service company for them and has worked with tons of different agents and brokerage firms in that capacity. So he's coming to help us continue to build out coaching.
I'm going to let Richard talk in a second because I know he can talk, but I'm super excited about this. So you guys are going to see a lot more of this tangible stuff because Richard does a great job coaching and leading and so many other great things. And I think he's going to just shoot us in the arm with tons of great materials and tons of great inspiration. You're going to see him in sales meetings because he's used to doing this kind of stuff. So he's going to really just bring a whole different spin and new education and new stuff to us. So we're excited to have Richard join our team. And now I'm going to give the mic to Richard. I might not get it back.
Can I finish?
What?
Can I
didn't know
finish?
you were done. It felt like you were done.
You interrupted.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do your thing.
Totally teasing. But, however, for him to build out our coaching department, which is so uber important to our agents to help them grow from level to level to level, to build out different coaching packages, to help with marketing packages from a concierge perspective, that's probably between coaching and concierge one of the most, I would say, in my opinion, the most widely underutilized resources we have to help agents grow their business. And that's Richard's expertise, so we are super excited to have him come in and shoot life.
There you go.
There you go.
Shoot life.
Shoot life.
I like that term.
Into those resources.
All right, Richard got all talked up.
Now you've been hyped.
You get to say hello. You get to say hi now.
I don't know if there's much left that I can contribute to that, but thank you both for a glowing review. I am incredibly honored and privileged to be here at Samson Properties. I went to a breakfast with Donnie a few weeks ago.
Yep.
And I had obviously known of the Samson brand for a long time. I got into real estate, my license in 2006. I got into the business in 2004, so I may look young. I am young at heart. I've been doing real estate for a long time.
You're looking a lot older like us.
I'm looking a lot older now. I still feel very young at heart.
He looks younger than you.
We're like the same age.
Sick burn.
You have a little more gray.
We both are younger than you. We got that going for us.
Yes,
You left that one wide.
I did. 29 and holding friends forever.
I love it.
Yes,
I
you
love
did,
it.
didn't you?
Wide open, like you just shoved me right off the diving board into the deep end. Yes.
It's great. I love this culture. I love this energy, and I'm just super fortunate to feel that I get to be a part and contribute in some small or maybe big, meaningful way to the company, but more importantly to you guys individually, right? There's a lot of things that Samson offers to you guys, a lot of things that maybe you're not even fully aware exist. And what I'm going to try to do is make sure that I touch each and every one of your lives in a meaningful way so that you can be really, really phenomenal real estate agents, but better human beings. That's what I'm about. I'm going to leave you guys with this, one of my favorite quotes from a mentor, guru. You guys may know him, Zig Ziglar. He's a motivational coach. He's actually, a lot of people consider him the grandfather of motivational speaking and all those things out there like your Tony Robbins and Grant Cardones and all those people, depending if you follow that. But one of the favorite quotes that I have, if you see my email signature or you ever contact with me, you might even hear me quote it. If you know me, I know a lot of Samson agents already. So if you guys know me, you know it's my favorite quote in the world, and that is, if you help enough people get what they want in life, you'll never have to worry about what you want. And I'm here to do just that.
Love that.
So I hope you can meet each and every one of you guys individually. I know there's a lot of you, so I'm going to be very intentional about making myself available to you guys because, again, I am so excited to pour in to you guys and just help you guys have better lives. Thanks again for letting me be here. Thanks for letting me be part of the organization.
Awesome.
Super excited for more things to come.
Welcome, welcome.
Well,
I'm
thank
super
you.
excited
Appreciate
that all three of you came back.
They came back and came into DC
I
today
know.
for the meeting,
And they're excited.
and they all beat you here by like
Not
a long
hard.
shot.
Not hard. Not hard. Yes. We have some really cool announcements to make.
We do. Let's see if we can get to them
Get
on
back
my
to that
slide
slide.
sheet. All right. So you saw some of these go up on some of our social media.
Yes.
But the latest national rankings have come out since our last sales meeting. So we got to make sure everybody knows that we're aware of them. Make sure we know that you guys know that we put together these really cool graphs or really cool graphics. Riz Media, which is one of the major media sources out there that reports on all things brokerage and real estate all over the country. So they do their Power Broker poll. They actually have 1,000 companies in it. But we were 20th in the nation last year in their poll and sales volume. 20th in the nation.
In the
so
nation.
congratulations to all of you all. Great job.
I feel like we need one of those big, like, bull horns that does the in the nation.
Yeah. So 20th in the nation is super impressive, guys, and that's good. That's in lots of different reports, and it's just really cool. So we keep trucking along, and we've got these really cool graphics, and we did it with the American flag in there to make sure that people knew it was the whole country. So that was cool. Then the other big reporting service for real estate media out there is Real Trends. They do a top 500 that's recognized by everybody as kind of the gospel when it comes to all these things, and we did a couple things. We don't have a graphic up here, but I'm going to take a couple charts. But 21st in the nation, we were in their chart in sales volume. So somebody didn't report in Riz Media that didn't let it in. So we're 20th in Riz Media, 21st in Real Trends in volume, which is amazing. And a couple of these companies, we do it all organically. We didn't go out and buy all these brokerages. So some of these things, like you see some of these national brands that they go around and they get bigger because they've got open checkbooks from venture capital or whatever, but most of the top 10 or 15 are doing a lot of it by purchasing big brokerages all over and purchasing and growing that way. But to do this all organically in one area in the Mid-Atlantic region here in the DMV mostly is really phenomenal. So it's a hats off to all you all. 21st in the nation in volume last year, which is just fantastic. Yep. So I'm super thankful for that. With that, they do transactions and volume in the Real Trends. We were 23rd in transactions, which is, really just phenomenal stuff. So the one that's not up here, because to get you an idea of kind of where we rank with people that aren't franchise models or aren't as organic, we're 7th largest independent in the country. 7th largest independent in the whole country, which was super because they have a separate rankings just for independents. So we were the 7th largest private independent company in the country, which is really pretty cool. So Real Trends does a lot of fun stuff like that. So now these graphics, they are available in our top resources section, our resources section on the Nest. You can repost those on social media.
Download them, put them in your listing presentations.
Our listing presentation had last year's. We're going to update and put all this year's graphics in there. Mm-hmm. But it's super powerful to say that. Some of you might be out there and you're working in areas that, Samson isn't quite a household name yet. Yet, obviously, is the fun part. I know that we've posted stuff in Northern Virginia. We were number 1 the last couple of years. Prince George's County, we had the most sales last 2 years. Some of the other areas, maybe we're not number 1 yet. We're still in that 1-2% market share. We're getting to 5, 6, 8. Northern Virginia, we're 11%. Prince George's County, we're 10, 11%. If you're not there, look, include these graphics in there. It can help legitimize. Look, maybe you haven't heard about us yet, but we have 5,500 realtors. We're
real.
20th in the country in volume.
Yeah.
Those are real things that don't lie. When you see those things, you're like, so we're in DC right now. We're not huge in DC volume yet. We're getting there. We're 2 or 3 times what we were a year ago at this time. But it takes a couple of years. We'll get to that 6, 7, 8, 10, 12% market share here. But use some of these graphics, to help you if you are selling or doing listing presentations and buyer presentations in areas that we're not as well known yet. It can help lift up some of that name recognition a little bit for you. So excited about all those things.
Congratulations, you guys. That was all you. That was awesome.
We didn't sell. Well, Sarah sold a couple. I didn't sell any of those houses. You guys did all the great stuff. So the next thing we want to do is, you guys all got this email yesterday, but we launched a amazing product yesterday. We teased it last sales meeting 3 or 4 weeks ago, but we didn't think you'd get here. The over-under, Sarah did not think we'd be here by this meeting, did you?
I pushed.
I know. I'm going to make fun of her because we got it in time, but
let me just point out, he stands, he goes.
You did a lot of work to make this happen. So I'm making fun of you that it happened, but you did a lot to get it done.
Oh, you were nice
So
to me.
thank you, Sarah.
Oh, I'll tell everybody, ooh, ah. Well, I have to laugh because he stands in meetings and says, we'll be ready in 2 weeks. And I stand behind him and go, 4.
Yeah.
We're 4?
Yeah.
We're
You thought
4.
it was going to be more than 4, though.
Yes, but I knew we could make 4. Under promise, over deliver.
So, Real Scout. We have
Yes.
fully launched this.
Super excited about
all
Real Scout.
got
You guys are
emails
gonna love it.
yesterday afternoon that announced that you can activate your own license. Now, a couple things to do with that.
Yes. So when you get your email, the first thing, we're going to give you a demo video here in just a minute. Actually, let's watch the demo video
Let's
and then
watch
I'll
the
give
video,
you the
then
logistics.
we'll give you all the details if Justin
Can get that rolling, and then I'll give you the logistics on what to do. So while he's queuing that up, I'll just tell you that I did already put 2 or 3 of my buyer clients on the search. And I'm like, hey, guys, guess what? You are my guinea pigs. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like, because I wanted them to play with it and see and give me some real-time feedback. All of them came back, and they were like, wow, I love this. This is so much better than the other searches you were using for me.
Yes.
And that was the MLS.
Right.
So
And
this, improvement.
And the idea behind all this, guys, is we all set up buyers every day, right?
Yeah.
We get a buyer, we meet them at open house, somebody calls us, they say we want to buy a house, and what do you all do now? You go into Bright, and you set them up, and you say, okay, they want to buy a house in Arlington between $500,000 and $600,000. Well, cool, except the fee we're giving them is terrible.
It's so ugly.
It's ugly, it has...
And if the agent doesn't put the school district on there and the client wants a particular school, then it doesn't show up, but it really qualifies. This new Real Scout is so much smarter. It uses AI technology and vets the data, so it'll still pull in those searches. If somebody doesn't put, I'm making this up, Robinson School District in there, they don't put the school information in there, but that's what the client wants, it's going to go out and find all that stuff and send it back to them, which is super cool.
The other big thing that it's going to do is it's just going to look so much fresher. The pictures, the interaction, the AI. So many times now we're sending clients these searches, and they're like, oh, this house looks good. And then they're jumping and they're going over to Zillow and Redfin, and they're looking it up in the websites to look better. So we want to get them off Zillow, off Redfin, off Realtor.com. We want to keep them in our circle. It's not as much a lead generation as it is a nurture, keep people with you. You know, oftentimes we don't know why people leave us, but if we look back over the last year, we might have put 40 people in searches in Bright, just for argument's sake. We put 40 people in Bright, and then at the end of the year, okay, we had 10 of those people close buy sides with us, that we helped them find homes. Well, the other 30 people, we just assume, well, they didn't buy. But how many of them just bought but didn't buy with you? And they didn't announce, hey, I'm leaving you. But at some point along the way, they started looking at houses on Zillow, or Redfin, or Realtor.com, or somewhere else.
Or better yet, how many times do they send you the listing and say, hey, can you show me this house? And it's on Zillow.
Right.
And they don't use our search.
Which
they use
shows
Zillow.
that they're in the other places, but then what happens is this. They meet somebody else because somebody else's name was all over this listing. So they called the listing agent, or they called somebody else. You only want them to see the houses with your face, your name, your information. So they just reach back out to you, build that relationship stronger. You make comments in the app, or you like stuff. As a buyer, the agent sees it, you can build that connection together.
And the really cool thing, too, when you're looking at it is if your client, their big sticker point, their big point's like, I need a kitchen that looks like this, right? They can pull up the listings, and they can say, I want to see all of the kitchens. And then all of the listings that they're comparing, all the different kitchens will come up together so that they can see them all in a comparison model. They may say, I need the master bath's important to me. They can click on master bath. So it's got a lot of great sorting and filtering capability that we don't otherwise normally have in the system. The really cool thing, too, that I love about it is once the buyer buys with you, there's basically 2 ways to set somebody up in this if you want to use it as a CRM, which I think is great. The first one is a new buyer search. The second one is existing client. So what it does is it converts it to when you click existing client, it converts it to a market snapshot. So that it's sending the criteria of this is their home, and then it's pulling all the information and sending once a week, once a month, once a quarter, whatever you program it to, it's sending it to them to say, here's what's happening around you. And that's the most important way for buyers and sellers to come back to you and use you later, your clients, because you're staying in front of them each and every month without you having to do anything. The system is sending them an automated, pretty version of what's actually happening in the marketplace.
And what you want them to do is they drive down the street and they see a new listing in their neighborhood. You want them to start to be trained to, oh, well, I just pull up my Real Scout app that I've invited Richard to as my buyer, and now he's got a Real Scout out forever. He's just going to naturally go to Real Scout. He's going to look it up, and he's going to ask questions to you if he has questions. Did you see this one? You want them to get all their real estate information from you in the app. So we've got,
How are we looking, JD?
if we can't do it, that's fine.
Yep,
Let's
that's
just go
fine.
to the slides.
Just skip over it. Go back to the, just go to the next slide. We'll flip over it. We will put on the Cardinal Nest. So we have a Cardinal Nest page. Just go to the Cardinal Nest page. We have a page already set up in the Cardinal Nest for you. It is now live, where you can go in. When you hit the Cardinal Nest, JD will pull that up. Under Samson Partners is Real Scout. You will click on it. We will put the videos there for you to watch, but it also gives you the instructions. It tells you how to use it, and the recorded webinars are on that page for you so that you can watch them at any time. So let me take one step back and tell you what to expect. By now, you should have received a welcome email from Real Scout. We gave them whatever email address you gave us. So if you have changed and you have used something else for an email, if you originally gave us DonnieSampson@Gmail, and now you're using DonnieIsGreat@Yahoo. I'm making that up. Oh, you're not great.
That's my email address.
Donnie is great.
You just told everybody my
I
personal
did. DonnieIsGreat@Yahoo. We don't know.
It's Gmail now. I got rid of Yahoo 10 years ago.
We
like
don't
everybody else
know
the
in
world.
this particular case that Donnie
Sarah's
changed.
still got an AOL email.
I do not. I have a Hotmail. That's my junk email. But we don't know that Donnie changed his email to Yahoo. We only have him as Gmail. In that particular case, that's what I used to set this up for you. So check that email, check your junk. It will say, welcome from Real Scout. You will set it up. The first thing you will do is you will put in your phone number. You will put in your license number. So I did not code your license numbers in. So what you will do is you will go pull your license for your primary jurisdiction. So let me define primary jurisdiction. If you live in Virginia and you have a Virginia license and that's your only license, that's your primary jurisdiction. If you have all 3 licenses, you get to pick. Which one do you live in? Which one do you do the most business in? I don't care which one you pick. It doesn't matter. It doesn't change the system. You just have to use a license and they ask for your primary. Once you put that in, you hit submit. It will give you all of this. I agree to terms. Welcome. And now you're ready to go. We have training.
It takes 5 seconds.
It takes literally 5 seconds. We have Samson training specific to Samson agents today at 2 o'clock via Zoom, and then on Tuesday at 10 o'clock via Zoom. We will also...
Those are on the Cardinal Nest right now.
They're
You can
linked in
sign
the
up for
Cardinal
them.
Nest. You do need to register for them. They're linked stream. They have 500 streams, and then it caps out. Don't worry, because they do training every day, 5 days a week, at 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock, all over the country. So you don't necessarily have to do the Samson specific. You will learn nothing different than you will learn if you're with other people on the West Coast. So every day, 10 and 2, they will do a stream that you can jump into on their support page. We'll have that linked in as well. Super easy to use. And then we are going to video a stream as well so that we have that on our Cardinal Nest so that you can watch ours, you can watch theirs, you can jump in with everybody, you can take it in an office environment when we start rolling it out to the offices. Your convenience, however you want to take it and however you want to learn it.
So we have that full Real Scout page. I forgot one key feature that I wanted to make sure everybody's aware of. So the other thing it does is it has all these thousands and thousands of buyers in this area and thousands of agents
the heat map.
that have people set up on searches. What it will create is a heat map when you go in. Say I've got a listing on K Street, because that's where we're going after this, right? So I've got a listing on K Street. I can go in and I've got that listing, and it will give me a heat map of how many buyers and where all the buyer activity is. And then we'll also go in, you can say, at 825,000, there are this many buyers that have this in their search criteria. 925. If I go to 899, well, I said 825, right?
Yeah.
If I go to 799, there are 12%, they'll give you exactly how many buyers have that search. You're going to get 12% more action. Or if I went up, I'd have 10% less action. It can be a great tool when it comes to evaluating where should I go off at a price point, because I can put it in and I can show this stuff to my seller, sit there with them and be like, look, here's where the market is. There's 25% more buyers if we drop down to $999 instead of $1,050,000. You know, we're going to expose ourselves to this many more people, and it's got hard numbers for how many people are using Real Scout and in here, which is going to be a great indicator of, it's not every buyer in the whole Northern Virginia, D.C., metropolitan Maryland area, but it's got a great sample size of that so you can see where those things go. So it can be a great tool when it comes to pricing those homes. Now right now, obviously pricing it, you'd still always want to price it effectively. We're going to get the action because there's not a lot of homes out there inventory-wise. But it can be a great tool when it comes to, on that listing side, how to get to that best price and how to adjust your price. And you're going to look great. You have real data to show your seller. Instead of telling your seller, I just think we should go to $8.99 because I want to go to $8.99. Instead of showing them, I'm going to get 25% more
action,
more action and more looks if we drop down. It will also tell you, okay, this is really crazy, right? All right, I'm going to list it at $8.99. It will show you, out of those 600 buyers that are in that criteria, it will show you all the agents that have those buyers. So I'm going to be like, hey, Richard, you got a buyer that's $8.99. Cecil, you got a buyer that's $8.75 that would see my house. You can reach out to all the agents that actually have buyers there and reverse prospect if you wanted to. So if you were going to make a price drop, you could actually reach out to those direct agents if you wanted to and see they're real life people and that they don't give you the buyer's information because it's somebody else's buyer, but it has the agents that you can connect with as well. No.
The other cool thing is that sometimes some programs have a really cool desktop, but their mobile sucks. And then sometimes some people have a really great mobile app, but the desktop's not great. This has a great mobile experience and desktop experience. So your clients can look at that branded experience with your face, your name. This is your branded site versus Zillow.
So we're excited for that launch.
Super excited.
Super good stuff. Log in yesterday. If you have any issues,
super good stuff.
Super good stuff. Well, you said super excited, and I got stuck. So I couldn't say the same thing. So I said a worse thing in different words. But if you have issues, as that email said yesterday, and you can't get your login, I think we gave
Yes,
this
if
email.
you have not received your login, check your junk, check your spam, check your promotions. If you still have not received your welcome to Real Scout email, you can email Melissa Walsh, M-Walsh, W-A-L-S-H, at samsonproperties.net. Please spell Samson right, no P in Samson. Spell it correctly, get it to her. She will go in and reset you. Now, we have heard a couple of people that, guys, when you use Gmail, and depending on how you filter it, you have spam, you have junk, you have promotions, you have social. There's lots of different categories. Depending on the way your filters are set, it could go in any of those. So we have had a couple of people with Gmail come back and say, I didn't get it, but they couldn't find their junk box. So make sure that you're looking in your folders and all the different promotional folders.
I think they went out around 1 o'clock yesterday.
Yeah, they were going out. The launch started at 10, so they were going out between 10 and 1. And
Okay.
I think they finished up around 1 o'clock.
So any questions on that, let us know. But we're excited about all that. Obviously, lots of trainings to come.
Super excited, and that will come. Yes, and if you have any questions about any trainings, look at the calendar, or you can look at the Samson Partners on the Cardinal Nest and click on it, and all the information will be there as well.
Next, we're going to bring up our friend Miss Iffy from Cardinal Title Group.
Hello.
We're going to have her reach out and talk to us about all things Cardinal up here.
So, Iffy, are you presenting the winner?
Oh, Carrie Reeder coming up from Moral Support.
They're the eye candy. They're the eye candy. Yes.
Yeah, we're just background. Hi, everyone. All right, so the first thing we have up here is we have some good news.
Are we doing this one?
Yes, we have
March
a winner.
Madness.
March Madness, yes.
Okay, whose brackets were toast in like round 1 of like?
Now,
Yes.
now, for the record, who
Okay.
was in first in the Cardinal pool for a lengthy amount of time, and if UConn had lost, this guy was going to win it all.
So
Just
my
for the record.
bracket, for anybody that didn't know, the bracket name I chose was I Just Want to Beat Donnie.
Did you beat Donnie?
I did not beat Donnie.
Okay, just wanted to be clarified.
Did not beat Donnie. In fact, I lost horribly. Sorry,
So
Iffy,
who
I stole
did
your
win,
thunder.
Iffy?
Okay. All right, so our winner is Perry Vanderhorst.
There you go.
Nice job, Perry.
Good job, Perry.
So what does Perry win?
Well, a 40-inch flat screen TV.
There you
You
go.
go, Perry.
All right.
You go. So do you want Perry to reach out to you or?
It's in our Gaithersburg office.
All right, so Perry, your
Sitting
TV
pretty.
is in Gaithersburg. Go get it. Yes. It's currently being used in Iffy's office. Yeah. She's got to unplug it and pack it back up. Yeah.
So congrats to Perry. Awesome.
Yes, awesome. And I'm so glad,
Congratulations.
Perry, I don't care who won as long as he didn't win, and I'm so glad it was
I
you.
know. I think a lot of people were out there just rooting against me when I was in first for the last week there.
I
Go
just
ahead.
like that his daughter's bracket had, like, what was the name of the rapper or whatever on there?
Oh, Drake. My one daughter, my freshman
She
daughter.
picked Drake
she had
because she
Drake winning it
recognized the
all.
rapper
Yes,
name.
just because it was Drake. The same.
That cracks me up. And she was winning.
Cute.
Go, girl.
All right, so we have a couple of announcements. Obviously, we're entering the busy market, the spring market. We just want to let you know that you guys should schedule ahead so we can avoid any kind of settlement delays. Of course, if your clients have any special needs or if it's a special kind of transaction, something you're not sure about.
If your
please-
client is special,
Exactly. All kinds of special, anyway. But
aren't they all special?
all right. Well, please reach out to us. You can call the processor or attorneys, and we are always available to help. For instance, we have, you might see it in certain areas like Baltimore City, Baltimore County. We have properties that are multi-units but in the same building. The buyer might be a first-time home buyer. In a certain county like Baltimore City, that buyer will be entitled to receive the first-time home buyer exemption or the owner occupancy exemption, but in another county like Baltimore County, they will not be because it's a multi-unit property. So these are the kind of things that we want to know before closing because, of course, we have to disclose the transfer and recordation taxes, and if there are exemptions, that's going to be, obviously, the buyer will be getting will be paying lower transfer and recordation taxes. So if we have this information prior to closing way ahead, like at the beginning of the transaction, that will help us plan ahead. Okay. You guys have anything else?
That was perfect.
Okay, all right.
Great. You're
Okay.
doing
Is there any special time frame when they do have exemptions like that? Or do you have to file anything with those jurisdictions? It takes a little bit longer, or is it just something you guys handle at Cardinal?
It's something we handle at Cardinal.
Okay.
It does affect the transfer and recordation taxes, and because the lenders, they have to disclose an amount
Right.
at, way ahead of the
Right.
transaction. If they disclose the wrong amount, then they're
We have
going
to
be short.
redisclose and all the things,
Exactly,
yeah.
right. All right, so we wanted to bring your attention to Ron settlements. So we do have that. We have it available in Maryland, in DC, and Virginia now.
Ron is great.
Yes, it is awesome. And we're trying to encourage our sellers to utilize Ron more often.
Remote online notary. It's not just a clever name.
Yes, it's remote online notaries. So basically, how it works is there's a system, we use PandaDocs, and they will go through the seller. First of all, has to be a U.S. citizen or U.S. national, have a social security number or a U.S. credit history, and it basically just asks different questions that only the seller will know the answer to. So it's very, very good for us because in situations where we have like a land deal or it's an unrepresented transaction, we have a way of verifying that that seller is really the owner of the property. It also helps in terms of they're in front of, they can do it at home, wherever they want. They don't have to leave their homes, and they just need good internet connection. And again, they have to have a credit history or be a U.S. citizen.
And keep in mind those Ron knowledge-based questions may come from a variety of issues or a variety of issues in the past. So it may be, what street did you live on 20 years ago? So it is something that they do have to have a little bit of familiarity and remembrance of what their credit history looks like, where they lived, what jobs they had. I had to do a knowledge-based assessment for my daughter, and we failed.
Yes.
People
That's
fail
happened.
daily. Every single
And-
day people fail.
And we failed. And I'm like, okay, I birthed her, and I know what her name is, and I know all of those things, and we still failed. So in some cases, make sure that you schedule it out. And I think
You
they
really
try to
failed Riley?
Riley failed it too. We both failed it. Well, it kept. I don't know what happened. It happens
does
a lot.
happen a
I'm
lot.
messing with
It's
Sarah.
very
I know, but make sure, and I think they are really good about making sure they schedule the settlement for the seller doing a Ron several days in advance, so that if they fail it one day, they can try again the next day. Yes.
Correct.
Yes. Yeah, it's
But-
imperative.
But
so,
the thing is to make sure you plan for that, right?
Yeah.
yeah, and we'll plan for you, but we need your cooperation and understanding about why we need to do that so far in advance. Like 15% of people are failing. So we really need several days advance notice to give them another opportunity because they're locked out for 24 hours. So we need to give them another opportunity the next day to pass.
Yep, that's true.
So it's a great tool. Just make sure you take it a couple days ahead of time. Or a
And
week.
you may
Right.
want to print your credit
A
history.
week is what they want to plan for in case they fail once or
And you
twice.
may want to print your credit report before you take your test. Yes.
Well, that's true.
Yes, all your
Yes.
prior addresses.
Yeah. So if your seller is out of state or out of the country, you have to plan ahead, because we've seen situations where, we get a phone call, we already have the contract, and like, hey, well, our seller is actually out of the country. So please plan accordingly. If your seller is using a power of attorney, that is also a good situation where we can use a RON. So for instance, we had a closing where the seller, bless you, the seller was using the power of attorney. However, this agent, not a Samson agent, had never met the seller before. So the agent had been dealing with the attorney in fact. That's the agent for the power of attorney agent. And we went on RON, that's the remote online notary, and just, met with the seller, asked the seller a bunch of questions. The seller passed RON, first of all, and just asked the seller a bunch of questions, making sure that the seller was aware of the transaction, because obviously she was old. And that went smoothly.
She was old, obviously.
Yeah,
Yes.
she was
Yes.
she was old, and she was
like Sarah old, or like
no, she was
Not
very
nice.
old. And
Not nice.
she was much.
Thank you, Reed. Reed said much older.
She was much older, and she had health issues, and that's why she couldn't be at the settlement. So then we want to remind you as well about EMDs. We prefer that they go to Samson Properties, not Cardinal, because if Samson is holding the EMD, if anything happens, if the transaction falls through, the agents are usually
It's easier for
right.
Samson to release it because we are representing a party. We're not representing the contract. They have a fiduciary responsibility to remain neutral, and so they can only disperse on agreement or court order, whereas we can claim default in certain situations. We can serve notice and claim default. Now, guys, please make sure we're running into a lot of situations here where the contract says one thing, but the EMD is actually delivered or written to someone else. So, for example, the contract may say Cardinal, but then it's given into Samson and written to Samson, or vice versa. The contract has to match what the EMD says and where it goes, and they're all different accounts. So we want to make sure that that EMD is given to Samson whenever possible.
Okay, thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome.
All right. And then we want to remind you guys to always read the ALTA, go through the ALTA prior to closing. We're still having issues, where, after closing, an agent calls and says, well, the commission split is not quite right, or something was left off. If you guys review the ALTA before closing, then we're able to catch that. So check the commissions, check if there's supposed to be a home warranty, if there's any credits, seller credits, those kind of things need to be checked, and just verify that they're all correct before closing.
Much easier to do with that stuff 3 or 4 days before closing when you check an ALTA than it is at the closing table.
Or calling them after and go, you
or
didn't pay me
calling
right.
after and saying, well, you never had my $2,000 credit on there. Most of the time it's because you never gave it to the title company for them to put it on there, but you would have realized that 3 or 4 days ahead of time if you check the ALTA ahead of time. Make sure all the numbers are right, make sure everything, you want settlements to be celebration day, happy day, smooth sailing, and Cardinal will do whatever they can to make that happen, but you got to review all the stuff ahead of time so we have a smooth day.
Right.
And guys, not for nothing, I get a call at least several times a month from someone who says, my commission's not right and I need you to fix it. All right, well, tell me more. Well, my commission on the ALTA is not correct. Well, did you go to settlement? It's going to be the first question I ask you. When you tell me no, I'm going to tell you tough. I don't mean to be ugly, and I don't mean to be bitchy about it. Your job is to go to settlement and make sure those numbers are correct and make sure that you are representing your client in the best way. Sending them by themselves and not looking at the ALTA is not helping them. It's not representing them professionally. Go to settlement.
And look, I know there's a lot of good agents out there that are going to disagree with me possibly, but this is not an issue that I have any bending on my thoughts on. You should be at every single closing.
Or a representative for yourself.
If for some reason you're out of town or you're on your sick bed, then you got your buddy that goes for you. But you need to have a realtor finish the job. Be a pro. Be at closing. Finish the job. I don't care how busy
Finish
you
the
are.
job.
I don't care how busy you are. It's the closing. It's the most important thing. Now, if it's a Ron, it's your seller, you should be on that Zoom so you can see what's going on. Make sure there's no questions. Close the right way. If it's a buyer, look, I don't care if you think they know what they're doing. You need to be there. Hold their hand. It's until something doesn't happen. There's an issue with this. There's an issue with that. And then you're by yourself. You're not there to be there. Look, 99% of the time, you're right. They could do it without you. But you should be there. Be that support.
And or
finish the right
send
way.
someone,
Be a
call
pro.
a buddy. There is no reason for you not to be there. Unless you were in a ditch,
Drives
no reason.
me up a wall when I hear people don't go to closings.
Yes, sorry, we tangented.
Yes.
Go ahead,
we do
Iffy.
that
Back to
sometimes.
you.
All right, so the
Maryland
next,
tax year.
yes.
That's exciting. Taxes.
Yes, it's coming up in July. So we're going to start sometime, we are in April right now, right?
Yeah.
We are April. Yes.
So
Already.
Yes, already.
Yes.
Unbelievable. So we're going to start collecting for the July taxes sometime in May. So just remind your clients that you're going to see that, they're going to see that on their altar, their CD. And it's July, the first installment is due in July and must be paid by September 30. And then the second installment is due in December and must be paid by December 31st. So just a reminder that it's coming up.
Uncle Sam.
Yep,
All
yep,
day long, Uncle Sam.
All right. Well, of course, don't hesitate to reach us if you guys have any questions.
Right in the
Processors and attorneys are available at any time. You can call us. If we don't pick up, we're probably in a settlement or on another call, so you can send an email, and we'll reach back out to you. Okay?
Any questions for Iffy and Cardinal and our crew up here? Well, awesome. We thank you all for your support. Cardinal,
Yes,
thank you for
thank
continuing to do
you.
a great
Great
job.
job.
Thank you guys,
Thank
and
you.
welcome.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Perry, on your TV win. Again, so glad you beat Donnie.
So glad you beat Donnie.
So glad you beat Donnie.
Next, we're going to bring up one of our friends, Miss
Miss
Liz McElroy Filan. Talk some mortgage to us from First Heritage Mortgage. How you doing, Liz?
Hello. There you go. You're on. There you
Got one of
go.
these fancy
Happy
microphones.
Wednesday! So
Yep.
good to see you guys. I'm so glad to be down here in the DC office.
do you want
It's
your slide?
beautiful.
You can't really read it.
I can't read it.
Is mine bigger? No, mine's not bigger either.
Let me borrow Sarah's glasses.
Do you need mine? Do you want mine?
There you go. You can see it easier now.
My
There
name
you
is
go.
Liz McElroy Filan. I'm with First Heritage Mortgage. I just want to say thank you for the amazing partnership with Samson Properties. We all appreciate it. I did bring a chart. Oh my gosh, I have a chart. So rates, in reference to rates prediction. So here's the one thing. As rates start coming down, this is a prediction from Fannie Mae and the Mortgage Bankers Association. So the data they're seeing projections for the next year and a half,
Goes through Q4.
all the way to all the way through
2024, so a year and a
Q4. So
half.
next year, we're not going to see rates plummet.
What's the
this
blue line?
summer.
What's the green line?
So blue is Fannie Mae. That's their prediction.
Okay.
So blue's Fannie Mae's
green
prediction, and green is the
Mortgage
Mortgage Banking
Bankers.
Association.
I like the mortgage banker.
I like them a lot
too.
better. They're a lot
I
more
do
popular.
too.
I like that lower gun.
So-
the fours there. I like that.
I
stuff.
know.
Yeah, that's a
I know.
4.6, guys.
So
That's
right now
awesome.
we're in like Q1, Q2. We're in like that 6.5 range.
Yeah.
Is what they've got us at, right?
Yeah, so we are seeing a decline. You know, rates shot up quite a bit last year. It will slowly come down. It is never going to be a drastic drop down.
We ain't gonna see 2.5 for a while, so don't be waiting around for that again, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's gone.
So the one thing to do, you know, is keep the hands of your buyers and say, hey, look, let's start this journey. We can't wait. If we wait, at that point, we're looking at possibly having a huge, you know, there are limited properties right now. We already have multiple offers on properties. Now's the time for them to start putting their feet into the water. Let's start making offers. When rates do start coming down, the people who've been sitting on the sidelines are going to step back into the ring. And that becomes much more competitive for your purchasers. This is information, share with your clients. This isn't something that we're just pulling out of the air. This is real data you can share in reference to what are the predictions. Fannie Mae purchases all of the conventional loans. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, they buy all the conventional loans in the United States. They're a pretty good indicator. They're a pretty good base for you to give information to your clients. You know, the one thing Donnie and Sarah have said for the last year, of course, what's the one thing you want to do? Marry that house. We'll refinance you
Date the
later.
rate,
You're
baby.
going to
Date
date
the rate.
your rate. Yes, sir.
Rates are temporary.
I can, if I get your email address, I'll send it to you.
Just Carl.
Yeah.
You just write Carl, it gets there. There's only one Carl out there. It goes right to Carl. He's like Madonna. You just see one name.
It's like Madonna. Carl's like Madonna. Wow. You got elevated a lot this morning. You're on Madonna status.
Yeah.
You and me both, friend.
We all
You
wish
and
we
me
had
both.
Madonna's money. Good point, Carl.
So this is good information. This is great, actually. This is great information to pass on to your clients. They're like, oh, rates are too high, rates are too high. Okay, let's look at the chart. These are the statistics to show you where we're headed. So you've got something to forward to your clients.
You know, we've talked about, doing buy downs or doing arms. To me, something like an arm might make sense. If we think it's going to be down, look, get a 3-year, 5-year, 7-year arm. Get that lower rate now. You can always refinance it if this does get down to the upper 4s or low 5s, like it looks like their charts are saying in the next 12 to 18 months. Well, great. Well, then instead of taking the 6.5% now, take an arm that gets you down to 5 3/4 or 5.5 or whatever you can get that arm down to. And when it gets down to 5, 5.5, then refinance into that 30-year fix when you want to. But you don't have to wait. You can get into something now that gets you in that lower rate program if you need to.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
You knew I wasn't going to get through a rate conversation without bringing up arms. It's like a rite of passage.
I know.
I just stood back and settled in because I knew it was coming.
So the next slide is, oh my God, it's all about me. What? Yeah, no way. Get to know me.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, act surprised. Look, we have tons of loan officers in all the offices. Please reach out to one of us. I'm in Arlington. Here's my bio. I've been in the business 24 years. I gauged that. My son is 25. He was a year old when I got in the business. So that's how I keep track of how long I've been in the business. So
That's awesome.
it's the easiest way for me. I've helped thousands and thousands of clients. I've been, year after year, I've been one of the top producers in the country. So I've got the experience to help your clients. And all of our loan officers are super seasoned. They're all tremendously experienced and great at their job. And we would love to work with more of you, do more business with you. The one thing this spring that I've been adamant with my clients is making sure they understand in reference to if you're waiving your financing, if you're waiving your appraisal contingency, what does that mean to you? If they're not confident, hey, look, I'm not comfortable, all right, we're going to get the loan into underwriting. It takes me 48 hours to get that loan reviewed and back out of underwriting so I can issue on the letter for you. This is a conditional approval based on us having a contract, us having an appraisal, us having title work. But this client's financing has already been reviewed and approved, and it gives them the comfort, okay, I'm comfortable waiving that financing contingency, because sometimes as the selling agent, it's difficult to explain that to first-time homebuyers or homebuyers that might not be super comfortable with waiving those contingencies. So this gives you the confidence to be able to allow, let them waive those contingencies at comfort range.
Excellent, excellent. Well, any question for Miss Liz out there about the financing world? Anything with rates or anything going on? All right.
I like that they're going down.
Thank you, Liz.
Yeah.
We're
Great,
creeping.
Thank
We're
you,
creeping.
of course.
Reach out to Liz, our local First Heritage Loan Officer, if you need any
Yes.
help. Get them with you, and that's the best strategy always. So what I want to do now is I want to bring up, let me get to the right slides here, Miss Terry Crawford. Can you put it back up for me real quick, Zach, so I can get to the right one?
Hello,
Miss
how
Terry
are
with
you?
our partner at 210. How are you doing,
There
Miss
we
Terry?
go.
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good, good.
So happy to be here with you.
Yes,
All right, let's give you
fantastic. So Terry Crawford, let's get her mic.
We
yes.
need our mic. There we go.
She's one of our great partners here with 210 Warranties. She's got a couple tips for us on the warranty world.
Absolutely. Welcome, and thank you so much for having me today. So today I was going to talk to you about our complimentary seller's coverage. This is almost a no-brainer. It's free. So
It is a no-brainer.
Yes.
It is a
I
no-brainer.
would put it on every
Yes.
single one of my listings, every single time.
Absolutely. The only thing that they would ever have to pay extra for is if they want the AC and heat pump covered during the listing period.
How much does that cost, Terry?
$50.
$50.
$50. How could you
That
go
is-
wrong with $50?
To get that coverage if something comes up, that is invaluable. I always tell this story, and I'm probably
Murphy's Law
stepping on
takes
this,
over,
but,
yes.
I wasn't a big believer in, I'm not doing the seller's coverage thing until I had a seller that had moved to a vacant townhouse, or they had made the townhouse vacant and moved out of the area. Buyer walks in for walkthrough the morning before closing. The seller actually came back on Sunday to check on the house before Monday closing. Basement had flooded. Water heater at some point had busted and moved out, and I didn't have a warranty in place for them because I could have free coverage. And they're not saying that it wouldn't have been a hassle, it would have pushed back closing, we would have work to do, but the warranty would have picked up a lot of that if we had it under coverage, but we didn't. So there's no downside to have that seller warranty in it. And for $50, having heat and air coverage, that's
It's
a
a
no-brainer to
great
me,
hedge
because if
against
anything
Murphy.
comes up, you're going to have that ability to get it covered
Yes.
a lot cheaper.
Oh, absolutely. And it's also great for some home inspection items as well. Don't rely on that. If something is already broken, we're not going to fix it. But should something come up on the home inspection that the seller didn't know about, that would be something that would be covered.
Absolutely.
So that definitely would help with that.
It's a great tool of leverage. You got some of these great things up here, protect your transactions against something happens between home inspection and that final walkthrough. You got that coverage to get something fixed, which is great.
Absolutely. And it's just an $89 service fee. That's all the seller has to
Absolutely.
pay if something
Oh my God,
goes
that
wrong.
is so funny. I'm afraid your house insurance didn't cover a wolf blowing it down. That's hilarious.
So like Terry said, it doesn't cover pre-existing conditions, but if something were to happen, that's where they were going to protect you during that.
Yes.
Correct.
And it doesn't cost anything. I mean, here's what I go back to. Like, why wouldn't we?
Right.
It doesn't cost anything, and it adds an extra level of protection for
All
our
it
clients.
takes is that 6 keystrokes to go in,
Right,
log
why
in, and
wouldn't
add
we?
it.
And the only answer I can come up with is you either A, didn't know about it, which we're telling you should know, but B, you're too lazy to do it. Like, don't be lazy. I mean, it protects your client.
Absolutely.
So we talked about Cardinal Nest earlier in our Samson Partners page. There's a whole page for 210. In there, if you don't have your login or you don't have your, go to there, connect with one of our local great reps, log on there through there. All you got to do once you have an account with 210 is just register that new property. They're going to put that warranty in place for you. You can do it all online. Super easy to do.
Absolutely. And so, we're going to cover plumbing, electrical, and your appliances for the seller.
Which stuff can come up all the time with
Yep.
those things.
Absolutely.
I have never seen this WIIFMC.
I know. I was sitting there
Did you
going,
make
what?
that up, Terry? What's this all
What's in it
about?
for my clients? What's in it for my
What's
clients?
in it for my clients? That's right.
Well, I didn't pay attention at first to the parentheses, and I'm like, what is that? Is that an acronym I missed? Yes.
So 7 in 10 homeowners experience a breakdown every year. 76% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. And 1 out of 3 homes experience an HVAC repair. So the average replacement cost for an AC system is $5,333.
Oh, wow.
Why would you not have this coverage on?
Right. Well, because
Wow.
warranties cost more than $5,000, right?
Oh, yeah. Tons more than $5,000.
Not so much.
Ours started $499 for a simple warranty.
It's so easy to have that initially, obviously, during the seller side, but then to put it on these contracts and protect you until they get that advantage from having something covered, they don't realize that, and then they're going to be so thankful that you urge them to do that. It
Absolutely.
reduces risk. It just popped up on my screen.
Yes.
Is it one of those? Oh, yeah.
It is all about risk reduction, completely.
Absolutely. So I talked about in the Cardinal Nest, we have a page, but you can also do this, right?
Yes, you can enroll it online and honestly get an agent portal. It's so easy. Just go to 2-10.com and just follow the instructions.
And I'm going to tell you, that portal's great. You can see all of their materials that you want to use to tell people about. So we have the materials on our pages and our resources as well, library, but they have all kinds of marketing materials. They have a list of every client you've ever put on, when you put them on, and then how many times they've used it. So it's great to be able to kind of check in and track your people.
Absolutely. And you can check on the progress of what's going on also with any claims that your
And
clients
it's a
have.
great touch point back. If I've registered Liz and she got a buy warranty with me, and then she makes a claim a year, 2, 3 years from now, it sends you that note, and it makes you feel great that, hey, Liz was able to use the warranty that I helped encourage her to get, and we saved her some money. Not saying to reach out and be like, hey, Liz, see what I did? But it makes
How'd
you feel
that hot
great.
water heater work for you now? Yeah.
It makes you feel great that you're connecting and able to, add value to your clients, further down the line, even after the transaction.
Yep.
It's another touch.
Whoop,
Absolutely.
I leaned on the wrong button here. And then you've got your information
I've
up
got
there.
my info
now,
up there.
Terry, which sections do
Yep,
you
where
cover
do you
for?
cover,
Is
Terry?
it DC, Maryland, right?
I do DC, Maryland, and West Virginia.
DC, Maryland, and West
Yes,
Virginia.
I am all over the place.
So we had Donna up last sales meeting for
Yep,
Virginia,
Donna does
but
Virginia.
Terry's the great contact for DC, Maryland, and West Virginia if you're out there watching here.
Absolutely.
Any questions for Terry about anything with 210, any of these warranties? That seller coverage is complimentary. We went over real quick, but the seller coverage, if I put the seller coverage in, Terry, do I have to buy the warranty at closing?
You do not. We
Yeah.
want you to, of course. It's with the intent that that'll happen. But your seller will owe nothing.
No obligation.
No
to do that.
obligation.
That's why there's a no-brainer, because it's not like I have to pay $500 or $600 for that warranty at closing, or the buyer has to. Now, we think you'll see the value and convert it, but put it on for free. If you can't negotiate into the deal, it doesn't make sense for either side, that's okay. 210 doesn't want me to say, look, don't put it, but put the seller coverage in. It gives your seller that reduces that risk, makes you feel like you're doing a great job as a realtor, and there's a better chance that ends up being part of the transaction for everybody as well.
Well, and I would definitely do that if you have a long pre-listing period where you got the listing agreement signed, but you're not yet on the market, or you've got a long either period of time where you've actually gone under contract, but you're not actually going to settlement for 3 or 4 months. Like sometimes that happens when our school systems and post-occupancy agreements. It's really a great coverage to have during that period of time where there's that unknown window and Murphy likes to strike.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Thank
All
you
right,
so
well,
much,
thank you,
Terry.
Thank you so much for
It was
having
great
me.
seeing you. Thanks for coming out.
Seeing you.
We'll take your
Thank you.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
All right, moving right along. So we've got, what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into, no, we're going to probably hit this more next time. Let's see if I can find it in our thing here. So we're going to go over some of the education stuff that we've got coming up and then do some of the Cardinal closings here. So our friend Lynn Hamilton is on the trail, and she is doing her Jumpstart classes all over the place. Want to make sure you guys are aware of them. We had a great turnout in Bowie last week, right, Carl?
We did.
So Lynn takes her Jumpstart class. It's a 4-class series. She's doing it Tuesdays in our Bowie office, and Wednesdays, meaning today, you're probably about to start out there in a couple minutes, in our Tyson's office. So it's a 4-class series, whether you're newer to Samson Properties, or newer to real estate, or you just need an influx in your business. If business isn't going the way you want,
Do something about it.
Do something. Keep doing the same thing. Nothing's going to change. Get into this Jumpstart class. There is not anybody that's taken Lynn's 4-class series and not come out invigorated, ready to go, new ideas, whether it's new stuff they haven't heard about, or just getting back to the basics of stuff that they haven't been doing for a while and they forgot they should be doing.
And you just used the word invigorated and like motivated to do something, right?
You didn't know I knew a word that big.
That's a big word for you. That is a great way to describe it, because it doesn't matter if you're new and you have no idea what to do, or if you've been in the business for a while and you think you can't teach an old dog new tricks, or you've just kind of gotten settled in your ways. At the end of the day, do something that invigorates you and gives you great positive energy and momentum to move forward, because people are attracted to positive people. If you are excited about real estate, people will be attracted to you. If you're negative about everything, they are going to run for the hills. So do something to invigorate you and make you attractive to other people in the industry.
The new on the calendar too in May, we've got all these through April. She's going to do a 2-day cram session where it's 4 classes in 2 days. So there's 2 classes, back to back each day.
And she's providing lunch.
And she's providing lunch for you.
Cardinal's providing lunch. Thank you, Cardinal.
Yes, Cardinal Title Group's providing lunch. So remember, when you get all these new closings from Jumpstart, you bring them to Cardinal. But we've got a 4-class series in Columbia, May 16th to May 17th. So if you're in that area, circle that. Come down for a 2-day boot camp and get all things Jumpstart and get rocking and rolling right away. So
super fun.
We want to make sure we highlighted that in our calendar.
You know what? That's lunch from Cardinal for 2 days in a row.
Well, oh yeah,
that's 2 days. Yeah,
17th.
16th and 17th.
So a couple of things that our education team's got going on.
Yes.
They're taking their marketing education tour on the road. April 13th is, what's today, 12th? So that's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow,
so
yeah.
Tomorrow, the crew's in Tyson's. Show up, great classes on our print marketing, our social media, our branding, Canva. Great classes, and our headshots are probably full, but we're doing headshots tomorrow. Show up to the classes. You never know. Somebody might not show up. Zach might be able to take you. No promises. But we're doing our headshots at our marketing education.
No pressure, Zach. No pressure.
But great classes for our marketing team. We'll be out of Tyson's tomorrow, Bel Air in a couple weeks. Our agent orientations. So if you are newer to Samson,
Or you have just been out for a while.
Yeah, and you want to reconnect with all the things because you know there's a lot going on, and you're just you're not really sure if you're aware of all of them. These orientations are great. They will orient you on all things Samson. We do 2 or 3 classes every single week. So yesterday we were in DC, and yesterday we were in Columbia, but starting tomorrow we're in National Harbor, Friday in Chantilly. Next week you got Fairfax and Frederick and Alexandria, Bowie, Gainesville, Tyson's the week after that.
Remember, you don't have to belong to that office. You just has to be convenient to you. Hop in and get an overview of all things Samson.
You can drive to any of these orientations. We typically are going to have 10 or 12 a month. So we're hitting somewhere that's close to you all the time. So our great agent services staff is out there teaching these orientations. Find one close to you and connect there. We do have one online if you want to do it virtually and you can't wait. But in person is always better because you can get ask those real life questions, and you're getting the most up-to-date information from our team.
Yep.
Resource refreshers. Again, these are our deep dives into KV Core and SkySlope. These are great if you want more information on SkySlope or more how to use KV Core. Those are intensive to those. We do 2 of those a month. We got one coming up in May. It looks like Arlington's still coming up next week.
Yep, next week.
And then Columbia and Charlestown in May coming up, and then White Marsh and Lake Ridge after that.
And guys, bring your tablets, bring your laptops, because that is the deep dive where they're going to be teaching you how to do it. So bring your device with you. They will show you. You can follow along. And it's a great, really in-depth for those 2 areas of KV Core and SkySlope.
So I'm not going to go into every single class we have going on in the next week. We do our Friday weekend updates. Typically it's me. This week it was Sarah pinch hitting. I was in Arizona. So hers are a little bit longer. So,
for the love.
So if you needed extra time, the weekend update might have had to be in 2 sessions, maybe 15 minutes now.
I just got to give a very
Come back
detailed
later, do another
launch
10 or 15
information
minutes.
of Real Scout. He's just jealous.
Mine are 10, 12 minutes. Sarah's 24, 25, but I'll be back this weekend, so you can chunk it a little bit of time.
Minor detail.
We'll go over all the classes, all things Samson. So those weekend updates are a great thing to digest. We keep that on the Cardinal Nest main page as well. But we've got great classes going on all over day. The other thing I would highlight here is those Real Scout kickoff trainings today at 2 o'clock. Next Tuesday, our contract trainings are always on Friday. Our Jumpstart classes, all the things we talk about, which are super important. We want to make sure you guys know where they are and engage with those.
So anytime you're looking for training, hit the Cardinal Nest. We are doing multiple classes all over the footprint. Some are live, some are streamed, but we literally are talking about every subject known to man that you can find something that interests you. And if not, then hit Samson University, because the likelihood is that we've already filmed a lot of this stuff as well. If you can't make it to a class and it's not convenient, hit Samson University and learn when it's convenient for you.
So we're going to close today with our
You got to educate yourself.
We're going to close today with our 314 closings we've had at Cardinal the last 4 weeks. Each and every, I know this is going to take a couple minutes, but you guys have to know how important it is to us.
Yes.
We can't do all the great things, have all the great education, all
Have
the
all
Real
the people,
Scouts,
all the Real Scouts,
all the offices, all the great brokers, offer this 100% plan to all of you all without the support of Cardinal Title Group. So each and every one of you that fought for it, put it in your contract, close with Cardinal. We're thankful to each and every one of these contracts. So I will start us off with the first list here.
And if you're in the room, woot woot yourself.
There you
so
go.
we can celebrate you.
Adam Henderson. Nice if I could go to the page. Adam Shively out in Charlestown 2 times. Azamida Izar. Alex Echampong 2 times. Alexandra Ayamandi. Ali Ahmed. Ali Dejanata 2 times. Ali Saghafi. Allison Pages. Amanda Agel. Amanda Ramos. Amy Hoover. Anna Anaga. Andy Shannon. Angela Panpouk.
Angela Wade. Anthony Sanestevan. Arlene Buckner. Arslan Jamil 3 times.
There you go, Arslan.
We have Anish Sangrula. Ashley Meha. Awas Nasim. Short and Spicy. That would be Barbara Pritchard out in Bel Air. Bassam Hamandi. Bazad Ghazanfari. Ben Nash. Betsy Moston. Bill Petrie. Bashuda Dahal 2 times, and Bobby Pechtel. Thanks, you guys.
Bola Samir, Brandy Brown, Brandon Dar, Brenda House, Bridget Newman, Brittany Lewis,
Candace
Astroff 5 times.
Loving
Great
you,
job,
girl.
Candace. Woohoo!
Nice job.
Carla Moore, Carlos Fuentes, Carmen Carter Howell, and Carol McCarthy.
Casey Quicken 3 times. Uncle Casey, his uncle, not my uncle. 5 times.
5 times.
Thanks.
Thank you, Casey.
Cassie Chrisman.
Woohoo!
Woohoo, Cassie. Celso Padilla, Shanae Williams, Sherilyn Jenkins 2 times, Cheryl Graham, Cheryl Youngbar, Shivani Lamanchi, Chris Westerland, Kristen LeBrun, Christina Cote Garcia, Christina Loving, Claire Grana, and Connie Johansson. Thank you, guys.
Cynthia Chen, Cynthia Gary, Donna Cahu, Danny Lee, David Bradford, David Fernandez, David Langford, David Luckenball, David Mills, Debbie Maxim,
You got the David page.
Deborah Kitchens, yes I did, Deepak Humagane, Denise Rodriguez, Dennis Cooper, and the lovely Dilyara Dimineva 4 times.
Nice
Great
job,
job,
Dilyara. Donald Walker, Donna Lee, Ernie Gorham, Ingalls de Leon, RDM Kutzal.
I think you have to say Ingalls de Leon.
De Leon.
There you go.
Ingalls de Leon. Yeah. Ardim Kutzal, Eric Velasquez 2 times, Faye Navab, Fernando Meja, Ferris Eways, Flourish Adetoye 2 times, Frank Holiday, Frey Essays, and Gary Baer. Thank you.
Gela Mini, Jeannie Wynn, Gigi Salome, Godfrey Shikwa, Gray McBay 2 times, Greg Hogan,
Guillermo Salmon
2 times, Hamid Verk, Haley Sterling, Heather Mayer, Heather Heath 2 times, Heidi Moore, Heidi Svensson, Henry Nam, and Ho Fong 2 times.
Ian McVeigh 2 times, Emo Degbro, that's Dane Work, Jackson Shoemaker 2 times, James Gilbert, Janet Oriana, Janice Cairns, Jay No 2 times, Jennifer Barner, Jennifer Fang, Jess Miller 2 times, Jessica Fitz, Jessica Hampton, Jessica Vasquez, and Dixon Lee. Thank you.
Joe Brent, Joan Singh, Joe Wilkerson, Johnny G, Johnny Krzyzika and Laura 2 times, John McCambridge, Jonathan Hurley, Josh Prouty 2 times, Josh Watson, Julie Bracker, Karen Harvey, Karen Jones, Karen Como, and Karen Patrick.
Karen Wan 3 times, Kashana Oganaki, Kathy O'Donnell, Kathy Rainey, Kia Evans 3 times, Keisha Gray Robinson, Kelly Brewer, Kelly Thomas, Kenneth Bennett 2 times, Kenny Zien, Keisha Washington, Khalad Al-Hejba, Kimberly Gano, Kieran Morzaria, and Christy Edwards 2 times. Thanks, guys.
Lala Alua, Lamar Sims, Larry and Laura Bean. Woo!
We did a Laura, yes.
Leslie Goodnow, Layla Torres, Lily, Lil
Venable.
Lil Wayne, Lil Venable.
He can never get past Lil Venable without
Linda
saying Lil
Sweeney.
Wayne. I did ask Lil, she didn't care. Just FYI.
Linda Sweeney, Lindsay Walker, Lonnie Hayes III, Lorraine Worthen, Loretta Smith, Luann Smith, Lula Ayub, and Lulu Arden Jason.
Lulu, is that what you're calling
That's her new nickname. She told me. That's her
nickname's
nickname.
Lulu?
Other people call her Lulu. Yep.
I did not know that.
We
All
just
right,
found that out
awesome. I
last
did. Mock Khan, Mackenzie Tessier, Marie Manderson, Marcela Oya Reyes, Marisol Bonds, Maritza Munoz, Mark Millsaps, whoop whoop, Marcus Smith, Marwa Ali, Miriam Razmazoo, Mara Yasin, Mauricio Lujan, and Myra Pineda. Thanks, guys.
Mia Chapman, Michael Dowling, Michael McKendy, Michael Thrash, Michelle Gibson, Michelina Curie, Mohammed Hoke, Myra Wallace-McLeod, Nadra Matson, Nancy Nielsen, Neil Balin, Nichelle Jeter, Nita Neri, Nuemi Martinez-Conaway, and Nora Alajanian.
Good job.
I really crushed that line.
You crushed that line. That was like all in flow. I'm not going to do as well. Ophelia Hartanyan, Orentis Patrick, Pat Sowers 3 times.
There you go, Pat.
Patty Blackwelder, Pal Zan Lien, Pal Nam, Peter Saman, Pino Bully Paksanan 2 times.
There you go, Pino.
Prudence Wafo, Rajdeep Kapoor, Rajesh Verma, Rakesh Kumar, Randy Coleman, Reba Razmazada, that didn't work right, and Rex Thomas 4 times.
There you go, Rex. Great
nice
job. Rhonda Perry 3 times. Way to rock it, Rhonda. Ricardo Calderon, Ritu Joshi, Bob Burr, Bob Pullen, Rocky Roach, Roger Misso, Ralph Kratz, and Todd Kolash 2 times.
Nice job, guys.
Ronald Gomez, Roxanne Southern
Nice.
3 times. Rusty Miller, Ruth Hernandez, and Ryan Fay.
Ryan Goodwin, Salim Abdi, Samira Rantissi, Sarah McGovern, Syed Wali 2 times, Scott Koval 2 times, Selamawit Gizwa, Shohina Toreva 2 times, Shaznana Conaway, Shrikant Chala, Srini Konaki, Steve Tangwa, Sunmi Kim, Susan Loizu, and Sybil Buckwalder. Thank you, guys.
Tammy Albright, Tara Lowe, Tariq Mohammed, Tatiana Aris, 2 times. Terry Snyder, Thomas Bennett, Timothy Johnson, Tom Earhart, Tony Folco, Trish Diggs, Tony Spinagle 2 times. Deanna Richmond, Tyler Simmons 2 times. Valentina Asare Ajbang, and Vita Rice.
Venkat Kuram, Vicky B 2 times. Victoria King, Victoria Zhao, Vipul Mehta, Vitaly Bednoff, Wakir Ahmad, Waverly Roberts, Wendy Dean, William Restrepo, William Wood, William Wu, Azimina Corrales, Yolanda Bell, and Yuri Para.
Thanks
you
to
guys.
the 314 Cardinals.
That was awesome. Thank you so, so much.
You guys love it. When we miss a meeting, we get double the list. So,
I know.
That was great stuff, and we're so thankful for every single one of those closings. We want to close with this, guys. We have so many fun things going on. I know the market's starting to pick up. We want to continue to encourage you. If you're not happy with what your business is doing, I want you to connect.
Engage. Jump in.
Engage with your office. Engage with the trainings. Engage with the masterminds. Get to Jumpstart classes. Don't do the same things and expect different results.
You are the master of your own destiny.
Use our print center. Dive in. Do social media ads. Connect. Call your past sphere of influence. There's a million things you can do. Sitting down and pouting about things aren't going well is not the right thing to do for sure.
He said pouting.
Yes, don't pout.
No pouting.
So encourage
There's
you
no crying in
connect
baseball.
out there. If the buyers are out there, let's find those listings,
Yes.
encourage them to get on the market there. But spring's going to be great. Thank you for all your support of Samson
Absolutely.
Properties. Bringing all those deals to Cardinal Title Group. We have great staff. We'll take great care of you at Cardinal Title Group. Continue to encourage them to come to Lunch Learns, and we'll bring them into our family.
And great seeing you, and we've missed you, and we will see you next week in
Winchester. All right.
Bye, everybody. Have a
See you,
great
everybody.
week. And we're out.
Peace out.